Freedom in 2020 means to me something that our ancestors fought over decades for. I mean, we still have things such as police brutality and things of the sort, but I feel as a culture and as African Americans, we come together to fight, police brutality and the racism throughout the system. So basically, freedom to me means as though we have the right to do as we want, legally, instead of having to resort on the white man for basically permission to do so, as they did in segregation days and slavery days. With the election that just happened, we got our racist president out of the office, which is a huge step in African American history. Freedom in 2020, do I feel we have it? I mean, in a sort, we don't have the same rights as, white women, males, and children because of the color of our skin. And growing up an African American child in America is tough because of the fact that police, I guess, have a target on our back. I mean, it may or may not be true, but because of recent events, I feel as though it's a fact in modern day America. And also, we don't have to walk around with the consequences of not following the white man's word or something like that. Back in the day, they had different ways to do things by the color of your skin. You couldn't go into different places and stuff like that. But now everything's more open to us as a culture. So, in today's society, I guess I do feel free in a sort. But it's still a long ways to go in order to gain the full equality that we deserve.
So when it comes to freedom in 2020, some may say that our people are still not free due to the police brutality, the injustice in the justice system, the way we have to work 10 times harder to get the same pay, and not to mention if you are a black person in corporate America, how you're stoned upon depending on your hair. You can't wear your hair natural. They will instantly go to another candidate. So while others may say that they feel free in 2020, it's other people like me that thinks that it is just as bad as it was, back in the day, especially with white supremacists at an all-time high.
It means that my votes mean more than just mailing it in or going to a poll, and it's more than just a popular. Freedom to me means that I can speak and think and act how I want based on my own opinions without breaking any laws, without doing anything unlawful. Freedom to me means that I'm not subject to certain clearances and being excluded from things because I don't fit their classism or because of my race or anything in particular. Freedom to me means that I'm free to act how I want, to train my children to practice my own beliefs how I want in this free country. And definitely understanding that I can do just as much with hard work that someone else has without having these extra resistance or obstacles put up, so.
The meaning of freedom in 2020 is messed up and abused to me. The government and other political people think that we're supposed to be happy with the rights we get today. Since the 1900s, certain rights are being applied to certain people. With that being said, I am saying that every person is not equal in this country. In the preamble to the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and Declaration of Independence, it states that you have freedom. You have freedom that the country will provide for you with protection. But you're doing a horrible job defending that order. In 2020, we have made an organization called Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, which is stand against cops and citizens mistreating and abusing and killing black people for no valid reason. To me, freedom in 2020 is pre-justice and insecure citizens that are wealthy running their country and making it harder for everyone that not their skin color are similar to them in some type of way. Following that question, how am I going to exercise my freedom? I can exercise my freedom just by doing something simple such as voting and being active in your community. Some don't vote because they think their vote doesn't matter or it doesn't count, or some are just too lazy, or some are just too young. One vote can change who runs your country. If you're too young to vote, you can't do anything about it, but you can influence older people to who to vote for. For example, the speech of Virginia in Convention and the narrative of Life of Frederick Douglass. Those people both of those influence people by getting out and being an activist and speaking your mind so people can hear you and what you've been